Sometimes the heavens just open up and the planets and stars align just right along with a full moon, and we get a double whammy of the ATF and credit companies coming after FFLs over alleged ghost guns.
Here we go.
Between the ATF, credit cards, and shipping companies, gun owners might not have a choice but to print frames and receivers in their own homes. And you know what? I bet the Biden administration wouldn't want that. Stick around for the details. Hey there, Liberty fam, and welcome back to the channel. I feel like every video I make these days turns more and more of us into would-be criminals, and this one is no exception. Today's video is brought to you with the help of Legal Heat. Legal Heat offers hundreds of concealed carry and intro classes every month, both in person and online, including ladies-only classes and multi-state licenses. Right now, viewers can get $10 off any in-person class with my code LibertyDoll at checkout. Use my link down in the description to reserve your seat today. Companies selling 80% lowers and parts have been getting some awkward phone calls from their credit card companies and payment processors. Thanks to the ATF's vague new frame and receiver rule, these processors are worried that companies like Grid Defense, previously Ghost Firearms, who we've talked about before, might be violating the ATF's new rule and, by extension, the credit companies' rules. The credit companies and processors are now threatening to drop gun parts sellers out of fear of the ATF's wrath. On top of the ATF's door-to-door shenanigans, shippers dropping FFLs like flies, and the new credit card tracking, the walls certainly seem like they're closing in.
And that was by design. I made sure that happened.
For what it's worth, Grid Defense isn't blaming MasterCard or their payment processors for pulling the plug. This retailer at least is blaming the ATF. TJ, the co-owner of Grid Defense, says the fault lies solely with the ATF, their vague language, and their refusal to provide any clear guidance. He recently told the Second Amendment Foundation that the ATF has sent them several determination letters, despite the fact that Grid Defense's 80% don't come with jigs or instructions, and that, by ATF rules, means that they're not firearms. So really, the ATF's new rule doesn't even apply to them, but this is what happens when people who don't know anything about a subject decide to try and regulate it. And then put it on private companies to figure out what the fuck they're talking about.
Not my job, not my problem.
Grid Defense has sent several requests to the ATF regarding this fact and the new rule, but the ATF is basically putting its fingers in its ears and going, la 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 la.
I'm full on corrupt.
Because the ATF isn't answering any questions and is refusing to clarify the rule at all, it's leaving private companies holding the bag. So now, instead of the ATF doing its admittedly unconstitutional job, MasterCard is left trying to interpret the law. And of course, MasterCard is going to choose its own butt over Joe Schmo Gun Shop. That's a given. According to the Second Amendment Foundation, there are multiple retailers getting these phone calls. While TJ's payment processor is on board so far with disputing rule violations, the big credit card companies are not so much. Other processors might not be so friendly, and if processors and credit companies refuse to do business with you, it doesn't leave you many options for accepting payments. Certainly, this could mean the end of online sales entirely for more than a few retailers. By design. The Biden administration has proven they're moving full speed ahead to regulate, deplatform, and destroy every aspect of gun ownership possible, short of actually banning guns themselves. Because they can't do that. And probably because of all those weird boogaloo memes that have been floating around since 2020. Oh, that's right! Never mind, I forgot that Joe Biden has drones and fighter jets and threatens to use them against us all the time. Silly me. It's leaving the gun community in a constant state of wondering what comes next, and if the ATF and these credit card companies are going to suddenly decide guns or ammo can't be bought with cards at all.
It could happen.
For now, I'd like to know exactly who Grid Defense's payment processor is so we can spread the wealth. As usual, the ATF is refusing to comment, which at this point you would think must be in the job description. And 100 congressmen sent a letter to Visa asking them to basically reverse course, but at this point it's between the anti-gun lobbyists and the gun lobbyists, so flip a coin and find out. That is it for this video, guys. Please like, share, and subscribe for the algorithm. Leave a comment down below. Check out the plethora of support options and the new merch up in my merch store. And as always, thanks for tuning in. Stay safe and happy shooting.